Hello and welcome to Truth News Radio Australia. Tonight we bring you another TNRA exclusive, a live broadcast from the Tom Mann Theatre in Sydney, where we have a panel of experts discussing the controversial new European film Zero and various other issues related to 9/11. Sit back and get ready for a one-of-a-kind experience where we discuss matters of supreme importance for Australia and the planet with a live studio audience. It's the 12th of September 2008 and you're experiencing a live broadcast of our podcast radio show Truth News Radio Australia, which can be found on the internet at www.truthnews.com.au. The show is run by myself, Hereward Fenton, and Josh Jackson down below. And we try to broadcast once a week. Sometimes it ends up being once every 2 weeks. And we cover a whole lot of different stuff. But one of our main foci has been 9/11 and will continue to be indefinitely. We welcome you to the show. We welcome our studio audience to the show, and we welcome our internet audience to the show. Tonight, one day after the anniversary of September 11, 2001, we have seen the extraordinary film Zero, produced by an Italian film crew. And we are now going to sit with the panel here I have on my right. And we have a distinguished group of people to provide discussion points and to interact with the audience. And I'd just like to introduce the panel. Probably those of you who were here last night will already be familiar, but I'll go through again for our radio audience. We have John Bursill, the head of Engineers and Architects for 9/11 Truth. Sorry, not the head of, the Australian representative of Engineers and Architects for 9/11 Truth, being a registered aircraft engineer and a qualified Qantas engineer. So welcome, John, to the panel. We have Gillian Norman, a documentary filmmaker and former BBC producer. Gillian is the creator of Shadow Play, a film which is still in its final stages of coming to fruition, and we really look forward to seeing the film in its final form. We had a go at it tonight, and we hope next time it will be ready. So thanks, Gillian, and welcome again to the show. We have Dr. Frank Legge. Or did I pronounce that right? Is it Legge or Legge? Legge, yeah. Dr. Frank Legge is a consultant scientist and chemist. Frank is over here from Western Australia. And Frank has done some extraordinary research, which we all saw last night, and really groundbreaking, I think, really cutting edge, and the kind of sort of forensic level of research that is absolutely going to make or break the 9/11 Truth movement. So a huge round of applause for Frank Legge. On the panel we have Kevin Bracken, Victorian Union Secretary.
I don't think
he's... sorry, he's not on the panel. Sorry, he's on my list, but he's not on the panel.
To get a plane home so a bit earlier. So
Understand. And finally, we have James ONeill, barrister at law, and James is down from Queensland. Is that right? Brisbane. Welcome, James. Your talk last night was really interesting. I'm sure everyone found it to be extremely valuable. I certainly did, and having people with legal knowledge is incredibly useful for what we're trying to do here. So again, very warm welcome. Now, before we get into the panel, I just got to...
David.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I've got my list mixed up here, and I went through to the end. Sorry, David Leifer, architect, Sydney University. David Leifer, welcome to the show.
There is safety and obscurity, so I'm quite happy to be overlooked.
And again, well, your speech was also incredibly important. So yeah, again, very, very great to have you here. Look, before we get into the panel discussion, I just wanted to do a little quick survey of the room, just to get like a hands up. And please, like, don't be shy to express your opinion, because it's just a really interesting question. I just want to ask a little question about where you personally stand on, 9/11 being an inside job. And the way I want to phrase the question is based on three different views of it, which are very, probably summarise the spectrum of the way people see 9/11. So I'll outline for you the three groups, and then I'll ask people to put up hands as to which group you belong to. So the first group is those who basically accept the, George Bush 9/11 Commission view, which is pretty much that it was done by an external force, not an alien enemy that came in, whether directed from a cave or whatever. It was just an attack. The second view being somewhat what they call a MIHOP position, a LIHOP position, a let it happen on purpose position, which is that the act was carried out by foreigners attacking the United States, and that they were pretty much as described Islamic fanatics, but that the government allowed it to happen because it was convenient and fitted in with their plan and strategy. So that's what they call the LIHOP, let it happen on purpose position. And then the third position is what they call the MIHOP position, the make it happen on purpose position, which is basically the inside job theory, that it really was an inside job orchestrated and carried out from within, if not the US government, but perhaps within the military-industrial complex itself. So we'll just do a quick show of hands for position one, the official view. Would anyone like to, because if there are people here who still basically support the official view, we would love to hear from you. We don't want to censor people. We want people to express their opinion. So anyone would like to put up their hand for that? Okay, well, do we have one? Okay, all right. Okay, we have to try. We always have to try. Okay, position two. This is the let it happen on purpose. Is there anyone who's inclines towards the let it happen on purpose rather than the... Yes, we have one. Anyone else? Two? Yeah, okay, looks like we've got two. I can't see any more than a couple. Okay. And I guess we'll go for the number three now. I guess that'll be everyone else. Okay. All right. Well, that's fairly typical, actually, of people who are interested in this topic. People are either interested in it and aware of it to the extent that they've become fully on board with it, or we tend not to see them. And I think it's unfortunate. I'd like to see more people willing to actually represent the other side. Yeah. Oh, well, we should have answered. Is there anyone here who just hasn't made up their mind at all? Okay, there's a couple there too. That's good. We'd like to hear from you as well as to your, sitting on the fence position. So look, that's it from me in terms of what I've prepared here. Basically, this is an open discussion, but we're going to have the panel, and I'm going to hand it over to John to kick off with, I guess, a discussion of we can talk about the film, we can talk about issues, we can talk about whatever seems relevant. We're going to have a question section as well, where people will be able to come up. But I'll just hand it over to John for the panel discussion.
Well, I think seeing as that we saw Zero tonight, maybe it's a good thing to talk about Zero. I know Frank's got some views about the movie that maybe